The skies over Qatar lit up today as Iran sent a series of missile strikes towards a U.S. base in the region. Thankfully, no Americans were harmed in today's attack.
President Trump saying 13 of the 14 missiles Iran shot were intercepted and hardly any damage was done. The president says Iran and Israel have now agreed to a total ceasefire, but there are still concerns of Iranian attacks right here in the U.S.
Federal officials warning tonight that the threat of homegrown terrorism is on the rise amid the conflict. 12 News journalist Sean Rice speaking with local military experts about what people should be on the lookout for. Sean?
Yeah, Troy and Kribe, there have been no credible threats here in Arizona for any terrorism activity. But there have been growing concerns that Iran could activate so-called sleeper cells here in the U.S. Federal agencies are now asking for increased vigilance from U.S. citizens, as these are groups often united by some sort of religious creed that may lay in waiting until called upon by a foreign government. Now, the Department of Homeland Security, they released this. This is a National Terrorism Advisory Bulletin. This was just yesterday. In it, DHS warns of a heightened threat environment all throughout the U.S. They say these threats could mean extremists mobilizing in Arizona or across the United States. Former Army Commander Atlas Altman, he now lives here in the Valley. He says homegrown terrorism can come in many forms. It could be electronically, through internet hackings, or it could be through physical violence towards Americans. He tells me federal agencies like Immigration and Customs Enforcement and Homeland Security investigations may be taking a closer look at people who may be from the Middle East who are in our country illegally, and those people could wish harm on Americans.
I see a better view of who might come and get us in the current government than ever has been. And that's not just because of the politicians, it's because of the technology, the ability to parse data, and really look at who these people are holistically. We've never been able to do it better than today. So, good question.
Yeah, you think they're already looking at those people, you would say?
Yeah, I would absolutely agree that there are threatening people that have already been identified that the government is looking at and paying attention to. And if they haven't visited, maybe visiting really soon.
And Altman tells me that some locations where people, are working and living that should remain most vigilant are Jewish synagogues, businesses that may have Israeli ownership, and military bases or installations here in our state. There is hope among veterans like Altman that these warnings from the Department of Homeland Security will stay just that, warnings, and that no violence will come here to the United States. And perhaps with word of that ceasefire agreement in place just a couple of hours ago, that will become a reality. Troy.
All right, Sean, thank you.